Grown man pretended to be an American teen for the most chilling reason. Education is often something that many people take for granted. In a place where opportunities for learning are few and far between, some individuals are willing to go to incredible lengths to further their careers. Taken too far, however, these efforts may actually prove harmful, even to those with the best of intentions. For one young man, his decision to seek an education overseas led him to become the focal point of an elaborate scheme that jeopardized his promising future. Education is important, but is it really worth one's life? Asher Potts is a small-town high school student with big-time dreams. A member of the National Honor Society, he aspires to attend a top university and pursue a career in engineering. Or so he'd like you to believe. In reality, Asher Potts is actually Artur Samarin, a 22-year-old Ukrainian from the city of Nova Kakhovka. A brilliant student, Sumerian felt trapped by the limitations of a country still recovering from communism and sought to pursue an education in the United States. With his sights set on America, Sumerian applied for an exchange program that would allow him to work in the U.S. temporarily. Though his family was struggling financially, they did everything they could to help make their son's dream a reality. Sumerian managed to secure a place in the program and was granted permission to work and live in the city of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Sumerian was thrilled to be one step closer to his life of his dreams. Or at least that's what he believed. Sumerian arrived in Harrisburg in 2012. While his kitchen job paid more than he would have made back in the Ukraine, there was no way he was going to save up enough to attend an American university. But Sumerian was fortunate enough to befriend Stephanie and Michael Potts, an older couple with no children of their own. They proposed a plan that would change Sumerian's life forever. According to Stephanie and Mike, Sumerian could have his American visa extended if they were to adopt him. However, at 19, Sumerian was well over the age of adoption. Sumerian was torn, but in the end he agreed to the plan. And so, with the proper paperwork in place, Artur Sumerian became Asher Potts, Stephanie and Mike's 14-year-old adoptive son. Happy as he was, Sumerian's new life would come at a price. The Potts forced Sumerian to enroll as a student at the local Harrisburg High School. Sumerian managed to attract little attention to himself. When questioned about his accent, Sumerian told students he was from a Russian Jewish community. The plan was a success. Not only did he receive straight A's, but he also made a number of friends, became an active volunteer at a local soup kitchen, and even joined the Navy Reserve Officers Training Corps. He attended summer math and science class at Penn State University and took a prominent role on the student school board. The mayor of Harrisburg even proposed an Asher Potts Day in honor of all the young man had done. Dozens of offers from top universities began to pour in as Sumerian neared his senior year. But all was not well in the young man's life. According to Sumerian, the Potts had begun to grow abusive. Fed up with his treatment, Sumerian finally found the nerve to leave and moved in with a friend. Unfortunately, the Potts made good on their threats. Stephanie and Mike contacted immigration services soon after. In February 2016, 2 police officers arrived at Harrisburg High and arrested Sumerian in the middle of class. Addressing him by his real name, the officers marched the young man past a crowd of his stunned peers and into the back of their vehicle. As authorities began an investigation into Sumerian's deception, the full extent of his crimes had become known. Not only was he guilty of illegally outstaying his visa and falsely receiving a state-funded education, but Sumerian also filled out a passport application under the name Asher Potts, making him guilty of document fraud as well. Investigators discovered that during his time at Harrisburg High, Sumerian had been involved in a romantic relationship with a 15-year-old girl. But instead of being a 17-year-old like he had claimed, Sumerian was actually 22 at the time, making any sexual interaction between the two a serious crime. Sumerian was eventually convicted of statutory sexual assault and several fraud charges. The Potts family were also given probation for their role in Sumerian's hoax, and Stephanie, who had an existing criminal record, was ordered to spend 5 months behind bars. To Sumerian's relief, he spent just under a year in prison before being deported. Numerous versions of Cimmerian's story have emerged, with the Potts couple even claiming that Cimmerian wanted to launch an armed attack on Harrisburg High. The media, of course, was quick to jump on these accusations. Cimmerian maintains his innocence, however, stating that he was mistreated by the US government and that he only came to the country to pursue an education. Cimmerian is still studying in the Ukraine. He wants to become an engineer. Though his time in America may have stained his reputation, he hopes to one day leave his country again in search of greater opportunities. A coal doesn't want to be a coal, Cimmerian explained in a 2018 interview. It wants to be a diamond. Unfortunately, not many people are finding it easy to empathize with Cimmerian, and he may have one infamous New York socialite to thank for that.